My name is Shad Salim. So I'm working in IT industry from past 11 years. So I have set up these WhatsApp groups to teach Python and any other specific streams, for example, data engineering, ML engineering. So whatever the streams related to the core skills. So right now in the industry, the core skills are SQL and Python. And on top of that, you can build various skills. So once you know these core skills, you can build your ML engineer. You can become data science or data analyst, or you can build a lot of skills. So these are the core skills right now in demand in the market. Okay. Okay. So let's proceed. So let me share my screen. So before proceeding, do you have any knowledge of programming, whether it be any other programming language?
Knowledge in the sense I know about Python programming and all, but I haven't worked in that.
So the idea is first we'll start with the basics, then we'll move on to uh, all the scheduled classes. So let's start with introduction. So before moving on to day one, I thought here, so the basics are of computers. So in programming language, what are the important parts? We have first is storage, then RAM, a random access memory, then CPU, central processing unit, and then output devices. Okay. So we will see, like, before jumping into the programming, what are the components of computer hardware parts and how the programming language interacts with it. Okay. So as you can see, we have a storage, hard disk, RAM, uh, that holds programs and data, central processing unit, which is the brain of the computer, that takes the instructions and executes it. Then we have output devices that prints our results onto the output devices, whether it be on screen or any other, like program execution, your application. Okay. So what happens when you run a Python program inside a computer? Okay, so here is the flow. Okay, Python, it takes your code and converts into the bytecode, and then sends those bytecode instructions to the CPU. So let's say you want to talk to someone. You Both of them should know the same language, right? So what is Python? Python is a high level language. So what is high level language? High level language is which is understandable by human beings. Easily we can understand. And low level language is the language which is easily understandable by the computer. So low level language writing and learning is hard because we have to learn a lot of things that computer understands. So for that, what we do, we work with high level language which is easily understandable. We write our program, and the behind the scenes Python interpreter, it takes care of converting those programs into bytecode and sends those instructions to the computer. So here is the flow. So you write the Python program. Let's say we write a sample print statement. Okay. Uh, Print hello world. So let me run it. So once I run it, I wrote the program. Is it understandable to me? Yes, I can easily understand. Print hello world means I'm giving the instructions to my computer. print this text hello world. So it's easily understandable to me. I can easily understand these instructions. But our system, our computer doesn't know these instructions. So for it to understand, what it will do, it will parse our code. It will parse this code into bytecode, and then Python virtual machine. It will, convert it to machine code, then send that machine code to CPU. Then computer understands that machine code. So that is, C. Here you can see C libraries. These are low level languages. Again, so below C there is again machine level language also. So those are very hard and tough, and it's not easy to understand. So that's why Python is a high level language. So this is the flow that goes through. So Python program you wrote, let's consider this as a Python program. It sends those instructions hello world to the interpreter, Python interpreter. Then interpreter converts it to bytecode. Then bytecode converts that into a Python virtual machine. And uh, and the side Y, it stores that bytecode into the RAM and sends it out. So here is just the high level overview of what happens behind the scenes when you uh, execute your Python program. Okay. So here is the step by step sequence. Like, so your source code Python file is converted and your syntax is checked, and the byte file is again compiled, and Python virtual machine, it reads and interprets bytecode. Then it calls C functions. Then it converts into machine code. Then machine code it sends to the operating system. Then operating system reads, uh, executes that instructions uh, that was sent in machine level language code. Then your output is displayed. Yep. So here is the high level overview. Okay. Okay. One second. I'll open it. So let's start. So here is the introduction to Python. Okay. Okay. So we'll start with these topics. First is Python intro and what are its applications and how do we install uh, Python and IDE, and we'll write our first program. Then Python basics, input output operations. What are the output operations and what are the variables that we can use in Python? Okay. Okay. So what is Python? So you might have heard that just now I told you that Python is a high level programming language. So why it picked up so much demand? Because due to its simplicity and readability. And it's widely used in web development, data science, and automation. Okay. And also machine learning and generative AI applications development. Okay. And when was Python invented? So it was created by Guido van Rossum in 1989, and it was released in 1991. Okay, so its name was inspired by comedy series Monty Python Flying Circus. Okay, so they were trying to they have created the language, but they were trying to name that language. So this person, he was watching this show and he thought of naming this language as Python. Okay. And why Python is preferable over other languages? Because it has clean syntax and it's easy to learn and it's powerful enough. So you can perform complex tasks, and it has a lot of inbuilt libraries as well as external libraries that you can connect, and it has support from community that frequently contributes to the Python language to enhance this language. Okay, so right now the Python is being used in data science, data analysis, AI, automation, and game development. Okay. So in terms of career, as I said, this is one of the core skill. Python is one of the core skill. If you learn this language well, and on top of this, you can go into any of the stream like data science or data analyst or AI engineer or web development, building web apps. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll start with installation of Python. So, uh, how do you run Python program? We need to install Python. Okay. So I hope you have Python installed in your system, or do I need to show you the steps?
I have Visual Studio.
Visual Studio Code. Sorry, what is it?
Visual Studio Code.
Visual Studio Code. Okay. Okay. Uh, um, so to
I
install
think this
Python,
Python 3.12 version.
Python 3.12 version. Okay. So what is the IDE you're using?
I haven't used any since.
Okay. Okay. I'll share you one link. So in that, I have shown how to install uh, Visual Studio Code and PyCharm and Jupyter Notebook. Okay. So these are different IDs. For example, let's take this PyCharm. Okay. So this is the Python IDE. So IDE is a integrated development environment which will help you to write Python programs. Okay. Hmm. So this is one of the IDE in which you can write Python programs. Another is VS Code. So this is also open source, and PyCharm is not an open source. We have You have to download PyCharm Community Edition if you want to work with free edition. Okay, and for VS Code, it's open source and free. You can download VS Code, and another is Jupyter Notebook. So in our tutorials, we'll use Jupyter Notebooks. The reason because it's easy to uh, it's easy to learn in Jupyter Notebook because it's based on cells. We have cells. Let me open this. So we can write markup language as well as cells in the same notebook. I can write my uh, comments in a structured way, as well as I can write my code here. So we'll use Jupyter Notebook for learning, but it's not you know one rule that you should only use this ID or that ID. Whatever you are comfortable with, you can use that particular ID.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll send you the link. So since you both have installed VS Code and other editor, let me move forward. So Arif, you have ID installed or not? Sorry, I didn't get you.
I will install, right.
Which one is it?
Uh, I'm installing Jupyter now.
Jupyter Node. Okay, okay. 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 Meanwhile, I will send that link.
We have to install the notebook, right, and not the lab.
Yeah, yeah. Just Jupyter Notebook. That's it.
Yeah. Showing install Jupyter Lab and install the notebook.
Okay. Okay, so in our WhatsApp group, I sent one link. So in that link, I have already installed and recorded a video how to install VS Code, PyCharm, as well as Jupyter Notebook. So you can refer that link. So it's easy to understand.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
So you can go into your command prompt and type pip install. Let me show you. Let me show you here. I'll open it. So if you have Python installed already, what you can do, you can open your command prompt
Okay,
and just say pip install uh, notebook. So if you hit enter, so Jupyter Notebook will get installed. So it's a simple way. So don't need to download anything.
okay. Yeah, it's downloading.
How you're doing? Through command prompt?
Yeah, through command prompt, I wrote that pip install node.
Okay. Okay. So it will get installed quickly. So once it's installed, you need to launch it. So to launch it, there is one more command. Just so once it's installed, you can type Jupyter Notebook and it will launch. So this is how it will launch the Jupyter Notebook environment.
Can I share my screen?
Sure, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, is it visible?
No, not yet. Okay, now I can see.
Yeah, so I have typed this and I got this.
Okay, fine. Now type Jupyter space
Here,
notebook. Yeah, there itself. Space notebook.
it says Jupyter is not recognized.
Okay, so do one thing. Uh, run run this command pip install upgrade pip. So there is in the green line, it gives you one instance. Just go back to fourth line. Yeah, copy that one.
Should run this one.
Ah, yes.
That's it.
Upgrade PIT. Yeah. A new release of the is. I think there is some issue with your installation.
Okay. Yeah, I tried pip install not. Okay, I will find out later. We can carry on with our lecture.
Okay. So you have other ID? Any other ID? VS Code is there?
Yeah, I think their VS Code
Okay.
is there. Yeah.
Okay. For now, we'll continue with VS Code. So let's continue with this.
Okay.
Okay. So let me write our first program, which is hello world. Okay. Okay. So as I have already explained, Python is a high level programming language. And what are the differences between high level and low level programming language? And where is Python used? And we talked about installation. So our first Python program is very simple: print hello world. Okay. Now, now the task, your task is print your full name. You can write code to print your full name. Yeah. Okay. So similarly, you can write three simple print statements on your end, and we'll move forward to the next item. Am I sharing? Yes. So let me know once this is done. Write three print statements. What is your full name? What is your hobby? What is your favorite food? Done? Is it done? Let me know once it is done. We can move forward. Okay. So meanwhile, I will go in VS Code. Move forward. Okay, so you might have seen that executing a program in Jupyter Notebook, how easy is it? Easy it is. There's print and there's execute here. But when it comes to Jupyter, when it comes to VS Code, you have to mention, you have to save your program, and you have to do a save as into a .py file. Okay, first program. into .py file, and I need to give navigate to that location. So I'll say cd, then I'll navigate to my location. I'll press tab here, desktop, then Python folder, Python. Then I need to hit enter. So I went into this location where my program is stored. Now uh, I'll type Python space first underscore program dot py. Okay, there's mistake in the file name.
Sure. No, it's a mistake in file number.
Okay. So hobby is writing code, so I can save it. So every time you make changes, you have to save it here in a VS Code in this IDE. Okay? So I could print this. So I guess you all done with this exercise, right? Shall I move forward?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me move forward. So now we have just printed the text that is static. It will not change. So once you write it, every time it will print this. Now, let's say we want to take input from the user. Okay. So how do we do that? We can use input function. Using input function, we can take input from the user dynamically, and we can print that name. Okay. Just for this information, this meeting will end in 2 minutes. So once this meeting ends, it will be disconnected automatically. Please rejoin the same link. Okay. Yeah. So here the exercise is take the input from the user and print it. So whatever input the user gives, print that name. So for example, uh, so how do we do that? Let me declare a variable for that. So what is this name? I'm declaring a variable name equal to input of enter your name. So once I hit enter, it will ask for my it will ask for the value for this name. So I'll give my name, hit enter. Okay, so it does nothing. So it didn't print anything. It took just my name. Now, if I want to print it, what I have to give? I have to give that variable, comma, name. Okay, so let me. Okay, so here our exercise is just uh, executing a working sample of taking input from the user and printing it. Okay, so dynamically we are taking input from user and printing it. Okay, so I enter my name and it prints this value. Welcome to Python. So that's it. And it prints welcome to Python Shad. Okay, so now we have written sample print statement, and we have written uh, sample program. We have seen how to take input from the user and print it. Okay, so now you can write these similar programs to take a favorite food as an input and display it. Okay. So favorite food equal to input. Enter favorite food, comma. So I need to copy this variable here because we'll capture the value from the user in this variable and print it here. So let's execute. It will ask what is your favorite food. Biryani. My favorite food is biryani. So this is how it will be. So similarly, you can perform this exercise later on. Uh, Take age as input. This is this this is tricky. If you take numbers, if you want to add two numbers, uh, it will be tricky. So I'll show you how it will be. So let's continue with variables. Okay. So we'll talk about variables. So right now we have what we have seen. This favorite food, what we have declared, it's a variable. The name we have declared, it's a variable. So what are variables? So in any programming language you take, so there will be variables. So variables are placeholders that hold certain values, whether it be numerical values or string values or floating point values, decimal values, or advanced like lists or dictionaries. Okay. So variables are containers for storing data values. Okay. So what are the rules? There will be certain rules for variables. Start with letters or underscores. Okay. Cannot start with number. So here is very important point. The variable cannot start with number. And in Python, variables are case sensitive. Like in Python, capital name and small name, these two variables are different. Okay. So for example, if you assign a value a abc to capital name variable and abcde to small lowercase variable name, when you print this statement, if you declare capital uppercase name, then it will print only ABC, not this one. So in Python, variables are case sensitive and you cannot use reserved keywords as variables. So what are those reserved keywords? So these are the reserved keywords which Python language set it for itself for performing some operations, like to check whether is false, something false, await, else, import, pass. So these are reserved keywords which you cannot use as variables. So these are certain rules of variables. And yeah, so this is an example of a reserved keyword, how it will give you an error. Let me show you a sample. Okay, so what happens when you when you use reserved keywords as variables? So I'm saying if is a reserved keyword here. You can see. So if I assign a value to if, it will error out. So it will not take this value. Okay. So whereas if I say a, it will not error out. Okay. So there are list of 35 reserved keywords in Python that can be used as variables. Okay, so how can we see what are those keywords? So you can write program import keyword and print keyword dot kw list and length. How many keywords are there? If I execute this, it will display me all these keywords internally that are available in Python. Okay. So now, uh, so you have a task. So what you can do, you can create a variable for your country, create a variable for your favorite sport, create a variable for your lucky number, and define each of them as variables. So how do we define? By keeping these rules in mind. Okay. So for country, we'll define country as variable equal to India. And favorite sport, you can just say favorite sport. You can assign a value and okay. So these are the different scenarios. We can just type any word as a variable. So but you have to keep these rules in mind. That's it. So we are not using reserved keywords, and so it's a case sensitive. If we are naming uppercase, use uppercase. If you're naming a variable as lowercase, use that lowercase as your variable. Okay. Okay. So now I think this is clear. So let's move forward with data types. So any programming language will have data types. So similarly, Python also has data types. So what are the data types? Those are integer, float, string, boolean, and list, tuple, set, and dictionaries. So these are the data types in Python. Okay. Now in data types, we have two types. One is mutable and immutable. So what is the difference between mutable and immutable? Okay. So let's see what are mutable data types. List, dictionary, and set are mutable data types. And what are immutable data types? Tuple, string, and integer. These three are immutable data types. So now what is mutable? What is immutable? Okay. So mutable means something that can be changed, and immutable means that cannot be changed. Okay. Let's see an example. For example, we have integer. So I have this integer and float. Okay, so these are my variables. Integer num equal to 10, price equal to 19.9, name equal to Alice. So one more thing, uh, in Python, when you declare a variable, you don't need to declare any data types for it. For example, what happens in other languages, in SQL or in C programming language. So when you declare a variable, let's say you're declaring variable num, you have to declare variable also, like what type of data type it will hold. But in case of Python, it's very easy. Just write the variable and assign a value. Python interpreter, we talked about in the first page notebook, right? So Python interpreter automatically detects what kind of variable is it. Okay. So it will automatically detect. For example, let me run this program. So I'm assigning number as an integer data type. For price, I'm assigning a value 19.99. For name, I'm assigning value Alice. and is active variable, I'm assigning a value called true. It's a boolean value. And for colors, I'm assigning a list. And for coordinates, I'm assigning a tuple. And for unique numbers variable, I'm assigning a dictionary. And for profile also, I'm assigning a dictionary. Sorry, this is unique numbers, this is set, and this is a dictionary. Okay. So when I run this program, okay, so if I want to check what type of data type is my num, so I'll say type num. Here you can see automatically it took it as int. So same number, I'll say num equal to 19.99. Okay. So I'm executing this. Now again, so Python interpreter, it will update its data type to floating value. Okay. So we don't need to declare what type of data variables hold. We can just assign a value and Python interpreter automatically detects that data type. Okay. Okay. So coming back to mutable versus immutable. Okay. So what is mutable? That can be changed. So any data that can be changed, and immutable is once we define that variable, we cannot change the data of that variable. So what does that mean? For example, I'm assigning a value a is equal to 100. Okay, a equal to 100. I'm printing a value of a. Okay, and I have this memory address. I'm printing the memory address also, like where this value of a is getting stored in the memory in our system. Okay, so a is equal to 100, value of a is 100. We are printing it from here and we are printing the memory address also. Okay, now I'm assigning 200, same variable. You can see variable is same a. I'm assigning the value 200 and let me print this. Okay, a value of a is 200 and what is the memory address? So you can see the memory address is different. So that means when you are assigning a is equal to 100, Python is storing this value 100 in different memory address. The same variable you are assigning 200 value, Python is storing this value of 200 in different memory address. So this means it's what does this mean? Immutable or mutable? So what we said here, immutable. So what are those immutable? Integer data type, string data type, and tuple data type. They are immutable. And what are mutable data types? List, dictionary, and set. So similarly, uh, we'll see one more example. Here you can see we have a string. Okay, b is equal to variable b is equal to Python. Okay, and we'll print the value of b. Okay, we are printing the value of b and where this value of b is stored in the memory address. So it's stored in this memory address. Now, what I'm doing is I'm replacing, I'm updating this value of b Python with Python 1. Something I'm changing, just changing this value. Now, when I execute, see my memory address is changed. So even though I'm using same variable b, but since my value of b is changing, my memory address is also changing. So this is called immutable. That means you cannot change the value of a variable once you assign it. So that is called immutable data type. Okay. Now let's come to another data type called list. So here we are saying immutable data types. These are the three. So we have seen these two examples. Now let's see mutable data type. We'll see one example, list. So how list is mutable? Okay. So when you say C is equal to open square brackets 1, 2, 3, 4, this is a list format. So I'm assigning a list to variable C, and I will print value of C and its memory address. Okay, I have printed it. You can see it here. Now let's modify C. Let's modify the uh, value of C, and let's see whether our address changes or not. So if I hit execute, so what it does is c dot append 5 means I will append the value 5 to my existing list. You can see here I have appended an extra value and I'm printing that value. So here you can see my memory address is not changed. So on the same memory address, it has updated my value 5. So this is immutable. You can change, you can modify the data in the variable. So this is the difference between immutable and mutable. And for Python, this concept is very important because lot of programs is dependent on this mutable and immutable. So there are some operations that you cannot perform. So which you will understand while writing complex programs. Uh, you have to keep this concept in mind, whether you know you will be you'll be going to use mutable data type or immutable data type. So this will help you easily navigate uh, while writing complex programs. Okay, so we have seen data types and we have seen variables. Okay, so here are practice tasks. So I will share this notebook with you, so you can write these programs on your end, and you can just share me on my WhatsApp, like what are the programs that you have written, so that I can validate it. Okay. Okay, so that's it for day one. So if you have any questions, you can ask.
No questions as of now. I will go through it once more, and if I have any questions, then I'll ping you on WhatsApp.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
Sir, can you send all the practice questions to the
Sorry, I didn't understand. Yeah.
can you send practice task to the which they have to do?
Explain what? I didn't get you. Sorry. Or you can type in the chat. Actually, your voice is not clear here. Okay. So practice task question. Okay. Also, you want me to explain these practice task questions? Okay, send. Okay. Yeah, I will send you. I will send this notebook. Okay. And you can practice those tasks. Yeah, I will send you all. And also, while executing or while writing programs, if you have got any questions, just note down and take notes. Take notes so that you know you learn this once, so that you remember it whenever you have to recall something and you have to refer something, so that you prepare notes, revise it daily. So what happens is it becomes your second language, something like as I said, Python is a core skill, and every other skill is built on top of that in machine learning or data science. So if you know these basics very well, when you're learning advanced topics, these topics should be in back of your mind, so that you should not have to refer it back and forth. It's like abcd of uh, no advanced topics. So if you revise it daily or practice it daily, and also learn with concepts, remember the concepts as well as practices, so that way it will help you relate, like why we are doing this and why we are not doing this way. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that's it for today. We'll meet tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for joining.